there. Good morning. It's Friday. It is February the 7th. It is cold, really cold, wind chills. We've got blowing and drifting snow throughout Ontario. My snowbanks, after all the plows have gone by and my husband kind of did the plow bit at the end, they're literally up to my chin right now.
I know.
They're up to my chin.
Where are we going to put it? I mean, if we get any more snow, which we're going to get a little bit on the weekend coming up, but really, there's nowhere to put it. I got 5 feet on the front lawn.
Yeah, but kids are having so much fun. Like, they're tobogganing down the snowbanks.
Well, sure, but you've got to be careful. Watch for kids playing around the roads because these snowbanks are high. Of course, they drift out onto the road and go on to any tragedy.
Yeah, it's better to play in the backyard, that's for sure. All right, well, let's take a look at our current temperatures. It's cold.
These are going to be a little bit of a factor this afternoon as well.
Yeah, like if you're traveling through open areas, and I actually have to go out to Milton today, so traveling on that kind of Highway 25 stretch or even James Snow Parkway through Milton, it's really open, and that is where you start to see those drifts. You have to be really, really careful.
I think there's a special weather statement on that, isn't there?
There is, talking about the winds, because they're going to be gusting up to about 60 kilometers an hour today. So definitely open areas. You'll see that drifting and blowing snow, making for really slick roads when you may not expect it. It may be dry, and then all of a sudden, snow.
I saw that coming down.
All right, well, yesterday in through Hamilton, we actually saw some sunshine. I think a lot of people breathed a sigh of relief. That's nice. But it was cold. The cleanup still continues with all the snow on the ground. Sidewalk plows are out. Everybody's been busy shoveling their driveway. So your muscles, they might be a little sore just in time for the weekend. Here's Tom now with traffic. Well, our big story is going to be the blowing and drifting snow with our winds gusting up to about 60 kilometers an hour. And our cold temperatures, they're going to continue right into the weekend. For tomorrow, sunshine, but feeling closer to minus 12. We could see a little bit of snow Saturday.
This weather segment.
It's Friday. It is the 7th of February. Still weeks and weeks and weeks of winter to go. We have a special weather statement in place for places like Barrie and Orillia through Hamilton and Niagara. Blowing, drifting snow, winds gusting up to 50 today. It's cold.
It's not nice for getting around. I met a couple last night. I was out walking the dog. I met an elderly couple, probably must be in their mid 80s, with their canes, but making their way through the snow. They said, "Oh, this is fine. We just don't like the wind." And truly, they're going to get wind today, so a good day to stay inside if you happen to be navigating around. Sometimes the walkers getting stuck and things like that,
Walkers, let alone.
No, the ladies have been out with walkers.
Oh,
and
I know.
But
even
power
if you
carts.
don't have that, it is incredibly slippery underfoot if you can't see what you're looking at. I wiped out again yesterday on ice.
I was wondering what elderly people are doing to get their driveways cleaned out. I mean, it would be just impossible for most people
they'd have to call.
clear a driveway. I mean,
it's hard for us to clear
Well,
driveways.
it's ridiculous.
Temperatures are cold. We're looking at minus 11 through the city of Toronto.
Well, still, won't it go away? No.
Well, if you think about it, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. For me, it's going to go away in 5 days.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Where are you going away?
I am.
Where are you going?
This time next week, I'm going to be lying on a beach in Antigua.
Are you?
Yeah.
Lucky.
I'll send you a postcard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Call us in the morning show.
What makes you think I'm going to be awake at this
Oh, yeah,
time?
you can't sleep in.
You're right, I can't. I have a baby. We have seen fairly decent road conditions. I mean, they've improved dramatically since all of this snow. So just take it easy, though, because open areas, blowing and drifting snow, certainly going to be an issue. And, Tom, you were mentioning that even coming down on 9th Line this morning, you kind of saw a little bit on the road.
Yeah, you get typically lighter, and Emily's got details on the long range.
See, if I take these temperatures and I actually put a plus to them, I would be seeing not even close to the temperatures I'm going to be seeing in Antigua, right? I'm doing this all for Tom's benefit, by the way. Minus 9 tomorrow. We could see a little bit of snow through the overnight and into Sunday. We're talking trace to a few centimeters, especially in the Hamilton area. You might need to brush off the car if you're going anywhere on Sunday morning. By Monday, we're looking at minus 8, but still cold, feeling like minus 15 when you factor in that wind. Thirst quencher. Coming up, we'll tell you why this rain is making people in California smile. Soaking it up. Why this rain in California is a big deal. Trade up time and maybe a little payback. Arctic chill for a Texas low. Earlier this week, a Texas low turned out to be the weather maker for the eastern half of North America. So it only seems fair that Texas is now dealing with a winter wallop of its own. It might look like just a pleasant rainfall, but in Northern California, this rain is like gold. And officials in Marin County, just north of San Francisco, are hoping the forecast for more than 150 millimeters will hold. They say that much rain will give the ground a good soaking that's long overdue. It has been so dry, communities in this part of California have had to tap into reserve water supplies. Drought conditions have also fed several large wildfires this winter. Rain in the south, snow in the north. To Oregon now, where Portland is recording its first snowstorm of the year and its biggest in several years. Thursday was a day of going nowhere fast, sliding, slipping, and helping fellow drivers out of a jam. Here at home, it's Frosty Friday. Bundle up, but within the next 20 minutes. Right now, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He has an update on your morning commute. A hot breakfast this morning? Absolutely. Temperatures are very cold, feeling even colder when you factor in that wind. We're looking at minus 13 through the city of Toronto, minus 16 through Orangeville, minus 15 through Newmarket. I guess the good news in all of this is that we are seeing some sunshine. You got to kind of take the good with the bad, right? Well, temperatures are cold down towards the south as well through London and Windsor, minus 16, and cold and snowy to the east, minus 12 in Kingston. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. It's Friday. It is the 7th of February. Notice the big nickel?
Nickel.
Have you driven by the big nickel?
I have.
Yes, if you've driven anywhere across Canada, Trans-Canada Highway, you've been through Sudbury, you've passed the nickel.
Yep.
That's where Kevin is this morning.
He is. He loves Sudbury.
Lucky man, he's paired up with Ontario Travel again this year, and for 8 weeks he's been going to different destinations. And Kevin, today you join us in beautiful Sudbury. What are you up to at this early hour?
Play. All right.
That's awesome. Very cool. Okay, here's Tom now with traffic. Big story is going to be our wind, and we've got a little bit of snow on the way for tomorrow night, overnight, and into Sunday. Literally just going to be trace amounts, maybe a couple of centimeters through Hamilton. Tomorrow, a daytime high of minus 9, feeling like minus 15. We start to warm up, and then we cool right back down again. Below seasonal, we should be around minus 2 for this time of year. Hi there. Thank you so much for joining us. It's Friday. It is the 7th of February, and it's cold. Temperatures well below our seasonal average. We should be around minus 2 for this time of year. And we're going to see daytime highs around minus 11. So I know this says current weather. This is exactly what we're looking at, but it's not going to change the day today. The winds making it feel much colder. We're looking at minus 20 right now. That's what it feels like through Toronto. Feels more like minus 24 in Kitchener. Feels like minus 24 through Orangeville and minus 19 up in Barrie. Kevin Yard has paired up with Ontario Travel yet again, and he joins us from beautiful Sudbury, Ontario this morning. Kevin, we've already seen you make a torch. What are you up to now? It's quiet weather-wise, but it is cold. Temperatures this morning into the minus teens, feeling like the minus 20s. This afternoon, I wish I could tell you that it's going to change, but it's not. Look at that, minus 11 feeling Ontario. So I posted on my Facebook page, well, you know, it's cold, but at least we're going to see a little bit of sunshine. And Tony tweeted this. I'm guessing it's not this kind of sun in TO. Happy Friday. No, that looks a little bit more tropical. And because it is so cold, I think everybody that works at the Weather Network, especially in the morning hours, we need to stay cozy, right? Well, conveniently enough, every single one of us actually wore a hoodie today. And this was not planned, by all means. Myself and Monica, BJ and Jamie, Susan, everybody was warm this morning. And yesterday was National Sweater Day. I wore a sweater yesterday and a hoodie today. Just shows how cold it is, doesn't it? All right, well, speaking of cold and snow, let's talk about our winter. 152 centimeters. So when we complain and whine about all the snow we have on the ground, we need to just kind of look at this, and that puts things into perspective. And you know what? I always say to people, the reason why we complain as much as we do when we live in Toronto about the snow is because we have very limited places to put it. That's the issue. And like 2 million people are trying to get around it, and that changes things a little bit. Now, looking at our averages, November average at Pearson, 7.6 centimeters through February. So it's been a pretty intense winter. Cold temperatures are going to continue into the weekend. But if you're out playing in the snow, I would love to see pictures, or you can upload videos. Send them to me at EmilyTWN. Here's Tom now with an update on traffic. Soaking it up. Hi there, thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's cold, it's really cold. We've got temperatures into the minus teens, feeling more like the minus 20s when you factor in the wind chill. Minus 22 is what it feels like right now through Toronto. Minus 19 up through Barrie, minus 24 is what it feels like through Orangeville. One community that is certainly not shy when it comes to cold temperatures and lots of snow is Sudbury, Ontario. And that is where we joined Kevin Yard this morning. And wait a minute, Kevin, you're cheating. You're inside all nice and toasty. It's a busy morning yet again here at the Weather Network, and it's not because we've got snow on the way. It's because we've got blowing and drifting snow. A special weather statement issued for Barrie and through Aurelia, through Niagara and Hamilton. Winds are going to be gusting up to about 60 kilometers an hour, so that could be an issue, and it's already causing problems possibly on the roads.
Most of the problems we already have now are also associated with those ramps, so that's where we are going to run into problems. Problems in Kitchener, problems in 401, problems on the 403. We'll update all of those.
First, let's go to Kevin Yard. He joins us in beautiful Sudbury, Ontario. And Kevin, normally you are outside braving the elements, but this morning we let you go inside just to warm up a little. What are you up to now? It's cold continuing into the weekend. We've got temperatures around minus 9 tomorrow, feeling like minus 15. We do have some snow overnight and into Sunday. It's really going to be light. We're looking at a dusting to a centimeter or two at best, but it's going to be light, fluffy, blowing and drifting, contributing to our already big issue of blowing and drifting snow. So traveling in open areas could be a little tricky. Soaking it up. Why this rain in California is a big deal. Trade up time and maybe a little payback. It might look like just a pleasant rainfall, but in Northern California, this rain is like gold. It will give the ground a good soaking that's long overdue. It is here, and it's biggest in several years. Sliding, slipping, and helping fellow drivers out of a jam. Here at home, it's Frosty Friday. Bundle up. I'll tell you more about that within the next 20 minutes. Right now, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He has an update on your morning commute. Well, here at the Weather Network, we always like to try and put a positive spin on things. But you know what, Tom? I've been tweeting today. Yep. You know, it's cold, but at least it's sunny. We'll see some sunshine in Toronto. My followers and fans are not having it. They're like, what's next, Emily? An ice tornado? What's going on? When is spring? Like, they're starting to get a little attitude-y.
Well, they're starting to. Well, they've been throwing frozen fruit at me lately. Because that's the only fruit that's around. My goodness, it's just awful out there. And yeah, positive. I hate it.
You know, way to be the bearer of good news,
Tom.
Tom.
I just hate it. Anyway.
We go to Kevin. He's joining us in Sudbury this morning. And Kevin, we're complaining about the cold here, but really, it's the same temperature there, isn't it?
Arrow. Emily's got details on your long range.
Well, you really just have to embrace winter because regardless, we're going to have it if we like it or not. So I think we need to get out there and ski and snowboard and skate and toboggan and do all those fun things that we just can't do when it's hot out, right? All right, well, minus 9 for tomorrow, and we are going to see some snow Saturday overnight and into Sunday. It's really just going to be trace amounts, but even trace amounts blowing and drifting could be problems on the roads. You'll probably have to brush off your car on Sunday. We stay cold right into the beginning of next week. Our seasonal average should be around minus 2. Well, it's cold this morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Friday. It is the 7th of February, and we've got a little bit more snow on the way. We'll talk about that in just a few moments. We've got cold temperatures, minus 11 through the city right now, feeling closer to minus 21. Feels closer to minus 24 in Orangeville, and it feels closer to minus 25 through Kitchener. Bundle up. Think lots and lots of layers. A little bit more snow on the way. Saturday overnight to Sunday is going to contribute to what we already have as impressive snow totals, 30 plus centimeters on the ground in many areas. All of the snow this winter has been great for skiers and boarders and resorts. I know through Chicopee and through Barrie, at Blue Mountain, and even up north, up towards Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie, North Bay, Timmins. Everybody's got tons of snow. Speaking of tons of snow, we join Kevin Yard. He is in Sudbury this morning. And Kevin, what are you guys up to? It's quiet weather-wise, but it is cold. Temperatures this morning into the minus teens, feeling like the minus 20s. This afternoon. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us. It is chilly. Bundle up today. Think layers, lots of warm layers. Temperatures aren't that bad, but it's the winds. It's always the winds, right? And in the summer, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. Well, temperatures today, we're looking at minus 11, minus 13s right across the board. Feels closer to the low minus 20s when you factor in the wind. It's not bad if you're dressed for it. If you're heading skiing or snowboarding or doing any kind of outdoor activities this weekend, so many areas have so much snow on the ground. Collingwood, Barrie, Peterborough, through the Kawarthas, we're looking at 30 plus centimeters of snowpack, and through northern Ontario, which is exactly where we find Kevin. He's in Sudbury this morning, and Kevin, you've been doing some really cool stuff, like wilderness skills. You're learning a lot today, aren't you? Hi there. Thank you for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Friday. It is the 7th of February. Blowing and drifting snow, a bit of an issue today, and cold temperatures.
Just want to say, go Canada, go. Olympics start today.
They do.
Yep, 11 o'clock, and they're using the Russian alphabet to bring in all the folks,
Okay.
the different teams.
Okay.
So Canada won't be till halfway through.
Right, instead of at the beginning.
Apparently.
Okay.
There you go.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Let's join Kevin. He's in Sudbury this morning. He's been up to all sorts of stuff. And Kevin, we got to say, we love the Canada mitts.
That's because of earlier problems. You can see that slow down right here. As far as the queue is concerned, pretty good actually. And as I say, this South Parkway is going to improve fairly quickly. Emily's got details on the long-range forecast. When's it going to hit 30 plus 30?
About 5 months. Yeah, you got about 5 months. And unless you're me and you're going to Antigua in 5 days, and then you're going to sit in it, for about 10 days. Okay, -9 tomorrow, and we could see some snow through the overnight into Sunday. It's very, very light. We're looking at a dusting to a few centimeters at most, but it's just going to be enough to be blowing and drifting, very similar to the scenario that we'll have today, and temperatures stay cold right through the weekend. Soaking it up. Why this rain in California is a big deal. Trade up time and maybe a little payback. Good morning, it's Friday.
Yay!
That's not your normal Friday noise.
I changed it up
Let's
every
try it
once in a
again. Good morning, it's Friday.
Yippee!
Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's the 7th of February. It's cold. We're dealing with blowing and drifting snow. Kevin Yard is having probably one of the best times of his life.
He always does.
I know. He's
They
still
actually,
lucky
do you
man.
know they pay him?
They do, I
They
know.
pay him
They
to do
actually
this.
give him money.
I know.
He's been paired up with Ontario Travel. He's been going to different winter destinations. And Kevin, he is now at the home of the biggest nickel. Is it the biggest nickel in the world?
Here we go.
Is it stuck?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Do you need some water? Okay, let's pour some water on that. There we go.
Wow. Talk about Dumb and Dumber, eh? Okay, back inside of the studio from Sudbury. Hey, I want to do that again.
Everybody has done that. I stuck my tongue to my screen door when I was a kid. Our producer, John, stuck it to a fence post. But Tom is claiming he's never done anything silly like that.
Never, 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 never. No.
While temperatures are going to stay cold right through the weekend, we are actually going to see a little bit more snow. It's not going to be heavy snow, just some light flurries through Saturday, through overnight, centimeter light dusting, that kind of thing. And temperatures are going to be cool right into the beginning of next week. Well, we are seeing some light snow coming down in some areas. Tom and I were just talking off air about Hamilton and in through Kitchener. Very, very light snow, but I think the problem with the snow is that we're seeing winds that are sustained at about 40 to 45 kilometers an hour, gusting rather, to 40 to 45 kilometers an hour, and that's causing blowing and drifting snow. And that's going to be kind of one of our major issues for the day today. Temperatures are also going to be very cold. We're looking at -11, but feeling more like -21 through many areas throughout the lower Great Lakes. The snow that we're seeing now and the snow that we're going to be seeing over the weekend is going to add to our very impressive snowfall totals. We already have 30 plus centimeters on the ground through resort country, even further north through Thunder Bay, Sault Ste. Marie, Timmins, North Bay. Everybody's got a ton of snow on the ground. And in through Sudbury, where Kevin joins us with the world's largest nickel. Kevin's been doing all sorts of fun things. And Kevin, was that the first time that you have stuck your tongue to a frozen pole, or did you do it when you were a kid too? It's quiet weather-wise, but it is cold. Temperatures this morning into the minus teens, feeling like the minus 20s. This afternoon, I wish I could tell you that it's going to change, but it's not. Look at that, minus. Good morning, it's Friday. It is the 7th of February. It is cold. We've been dealing with fairly strong winds. We've got sustained winds at about 30 kilometers an hour today, gusting to about 60, and that's going to cause some blowing and drifting snow. We've already seen it on some of the roads, and Tom's going to have full details on that when we come back in just a moment. Minus 11. Yeah, it's chilly. You're going to want to bundle up because it feels more like minus 21. Lots of snow on the ground throughout southern Ontario. This is good news for ski resorts. Bad news for those of us that have to shovel. Feels like every 5 minutes lately, doesn't it? To the north, lots of snow on the ground. We're talking 30 plus centimeters in most areas. Now, Kevin Yard is in a place that is no stranger to heavy snow and cold temperatures. He's joining us live from Sudbury this morning. Kevin, what are you up to now? Good morning. Thanks for joining us. It's Friday. It is the 7th of February. And Tom, did you know that this was the biggest nickel in the entire world?
I did know that.
Of course you did.
Well, I did.
You know everything.
Well, I've been up through the Sudbury a few times.
I thought you were going to say you've been around for a long time.
Well, I've been around a long time. Probably longer than that nickel.
No? Didn't we talk about this
Well,
already?
I think it was actually made in 64. But I think, anyway, so I've been around longer than that.
Let's find out.
Okay.
Kevin?
What are you doing, my master?
When was the nickel built? We want to know if Tom's older than the nickel. We're having a big debate about this nickel in here. The nickel was a replica of the 1951 nickel, but it's only been around for 50 years. So, Tom, well, we'll just put it that way, shall we?
Well, yeah, the replica. The shiny nickel passes it over to Emily.
Tom, you're only as old as you feel or as you act. And in your case, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, temperatures are going to stay cold over the weekend. He just said he's a teenager. I'm not going to argue that. It is going to be very chilly with wind chills, and we're going to see that snow Saturday overnight into Sunday. It's not going to be an incredible accumulation. It's going to be enough to make the road slick. We are going to stay below seasonal as we get into next week. For this time of year, our seasonal average is around -2. Soaking it up, why this rain in California is a big deal. Trade up time and maybe a little payback. Arctic chill for a Texas low. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Friday. It is February the 7th, and it is cold. We also have a lot of snow on the ground, and I would like to thank Anna for sending in this great picture from Toronto, showcasing how pretty the snow can be. Some of us are kind of tired of shoveling it, but looking at it and taking pictures of it, it's quite nice. Yesterday wasn't a bad day. Tonight, bundle up. That's all I can say. -16 tomorrow morning, feeling closer to -24. It is going to be cold, so if you are going skiing or boarding, dress in layers. Lots of layers. Snow on the ground. 30 plus centimeters through resort country and through the north, Sault Ste. Marie, Timmins, North Bay. Everybody's got tons of snow. So this is really good for skiing and boarding and tobogganing. Now dress for it. Arctic conditions will require an enduring jacket. Make sure you dress in lots of warm layers. Limit the amount of exposed skin. You can get frostbite really quickly in temperatures like this. Long range forecast, we do have that snow coming in through the overnight Saturday into Sunday. Again, it's going to be a light dusting to a couple of centimeters. Temperatures staying below our seasonal average. We should be closer to -2. Time now for your top 5 videos, coldest days in British Columbia. Just enough to make the road slick. Saturday overnight into Sunday. More details on that in your long range forecast. Thanks for joining us on this very chilly Friday morning. Temperatures into the -teens in some areas, but feeling more like the -20s when you factor in the wind chill. Now, Kevin Yard is in a place that is no stranger to heavy snow and very cold temperatures. He joins us up north. He's in Sudbury, Ontario this morning. He's paired up with Ontario Travel. He's had the opportunity to do all sorts of really cool things today. Kevin, are you going to get on some skis or are you just going to look at them? Thanks, Kevin.
That's
oh,
good.
so much fun. I did not know that that was the biggest nickel in the world. It is the biggest nickel in the world. And it's technically made out of nickel. It's made out of stainless steel, which has nickel in it. So technically, right? Very cool. All right, well, today, not a lot of active weather to talk about. Blowing and drifting snow is going to be an issue for some areas, especially if you're driving in kind of those open corridors on the 401. We could see cloud cover, well, we are going to see cloud cover moving in through the late afternoon tomorrow, and then the snow showers, the very light flurries, are going to develop through the overnight and continue Sunday morning before they start to taper off. So we are going to be seeing trace to a few centimeters of snow. Not incredible snow amounts, certainly nothing like the 20+ centimeters we just experienced throughout southern Ontario. It's going to be a couple of centimeters, just enough to make the roads a little bit slick over the weekend. Thirst quencher. Coming up, we'll tell you why this rain is making people in California smile.
That's
oh,
good. That's
so
good.
much fun. I did not know that that was the biggest nickel in the world. It is the biggest nickel in the world. And it's technically made out of nickel. It's made out of stainless steel, which has nickel in it. So technically, right? Very cool. All right, well, today, not a lot of active weather to talk about. Blowing and drifting snow is going to be an issue for some areas, especially if you're driving in kind of those open corridors on the 401. We could see cloud cover, well, we are going to see cloud cover moving in through the late afternoon tomorrow, and then the snow showers, the very light flurries, are going to develop through the overnight and continue Sunday morning before they start to taper off. So we are going to be seeing trace to a few centimeters of snow. Not incredible snow amounts, certainly nothing like the 20+ centimeters we just experienced throughout southern Ontario. It's going to be a couple of centimeters, just enough to make the roads a little bit slick over the weekend. On the ground, and I would like to thank Anna for sending in this great picture from Toronto, showcasing how pretty the snow can be. Some of us are kind of tired of shoveling it, but looking at it and taking pictures of it, it's quite nice.
Conditions. So let's take a look at what's trending right now on Twitter. Here's Emily.
Fresh snow on the ground and strong winds. It's no wonder blowing snow is trending on Twitter. A lot of people like it. It's going to be a great day. Horseshoe Resort. Ski resorts love these types of conditions, don't they? A lot of people don't love them, especially if you're traveling. This is your video coming in from St. John's, Newfoundland, and you can see whiteouts have certainly been an issue for many commuters. The snow has stopped coming down. Yay, the wind is picking up. Boo, yeah. It's not fun when you have to shovel over and over again. And this is, well, good advice for some women. Why did I wear mascara today? Hashtag blowing snow.
Because we have to. It's the short answer. So let's take a look at what's trending right now on Twitter. Here's Emily.
Fresh snow on the ground and strong winds. It's no wonder blowing snow is trending on Twitter. A lot of people like it. It's going to be a great day. Horseshoe Resort. Ski resorts love these types of conditions, don't they? A lot of people don't love them, especially if you're traveling. This is your video coming in from St. John's, Newfoundland, and you can see whiteouts have certainly been an issue for many commuters. The snow has stopped coming down. Yay, the wind is picking up. Boo, yeah. It's not fun when you have to shovel over and over again. And this is, well, good advice for some women. Why did I wear mascara today? Hashtag blowing snow.
Because we have to. It's the short answer. Unless you want to